do you guys have to do a fair amount of cleaning for closing?
Nope. We are at a certain casino, so there's guys that come in every day. I don't know. So that
look
makes
at
sense.
you.
It's yeah. Let me see. Clean.
Now, there's still breakdown duties, though, right?
Look at you. So what do you do besides the money?
Kick people out at 9:59 every damn day. But
Hi. Welcome to the Modern Waiter Podcast. I'm Marlon Joseph, the Modern Waiter, where we discuss all things restaurant business. Learn something. Laugh at something. On today's episode, we are discussing closing shift in the restaurant business. Here to join us is friend of the show, Jay Salonga. But first, the intro.
Tired of working deadbeat jobs for lame pay. I'm tired of getting fired and hired the same day. If you know the rules of the game, then you'll stay.
As usual, I'm joined by my good friend, Danny DeVilla.
What's up, people?
If you ever wondered what the recipe is for being a closer in the restaurant business, it's partly a supervisor, partly a bouncer, janitor, full babysitter, part janitor, and putting a dash of furniture mover. That's the recipe to make a restaurant closer. Jay, welcome back.
happy to be here.
Let's tally this up. Among all the people who have been on our show, you are... He's up there. There's Jason Raymond. There's Omar. And now
Jay,
there's you.
yeah.
There we go.
Because what we do in Vegas, we've done 3 shows with you now?
Yeah, 3.5. I was hanging out with
He
him.
did shift drinks, too, I think.
He did a shift drinks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you sat in with DJ Scylla.
Right.
And you did a couple of regular shows.
There we go.
Now he's in studio for the first time.
Yeah, he's where we're at.
Yes.
He came to the hood.
He came to the East Coast.
Yeah.
How's your time in South Florida?
It's nice and humid, as everybody says. Parking is fun.
Yes.
Yeah, and then hey, it's a well-earned vacation, and then it's an excuse to hang out in South Florida. A totally different game, totally different culture, and I love every second of it.
So coming from Vegas, Danny, you said something last week about it's a dry heat. I don't know if it was last week.
It was on the last show, I think.
Yeah, it was on the last show. And I never understood when
it might have been the opener show. It was the opening show.
It was.
Yes.
I was listening to it on the plane here.
Yeah, because now we're talking about closing.
Yes. Dry heat. What the hell?
Oh, yes. It's like eating sandpaper, I like to say. Your throat's always dry. And then over here, I'm drowning because it's humid. I step out the shower. It's like I step out the hotel. I'm back. It's like I took a shower again.
Yes.
Pouring.
Yes.
Walking down the street, pouring. Over there, dry heat. I have to drink 2 gallons of water just to
produce
breathe.
sweat.
Just to breathe. Yes, exactly.
Just to breathe. I like that. It's like breathing sandpaper.
Yes.
And when we talked about doing a show, we kind of gave you some options, and you're like, "Hey, I close all the time."
Boom.
You actually suggested it.
There we go. Yeah.
He actually suggested, because he listened and he knew that we're going to do a
the
show
show?
in the future,
Nice.
and he suggested doing
The closing?
the closing show.
Love it.
And so I'm interested. This is perfect for me because I'm always interested to know how things happen in other restaurants.
Right.
And so we know Danny and I work together, and now take me into the closing duties. Like, how many closers do you guys have at your restaurant?
2.
2.
Okay.
Yes.
So it sounds about the same.
Okay.
So far.
So far, well, same for you. We don't really have a closer necessarily, but we'll go into that.
Oh, you don't?
No. It's last man with a table.
Oh,
Gets
okay.
Stuck with closing.
There we go.
But there's only one?
There's only one.
There's only one closer.
There's
Okay.
only one.
It's different for us because it's a pool house.
Yeah.
As I said earlier.
Okay.
So it takes 2 people. At the end of the night, we do the money. I can't go into too much detail, but it's. But then they have to make sure there's a lot of cash flowing around, all taxed, of course, and then make sure that they're make sure to keep an eye on each other, of course, naturally, because we have to figure out the points, and then you have to back it up, and then.
Okay, what's the points?
Okay, so there's a point system. So for every 5 hours, you get the full point. And then the full point will be X amount.
Okay, so you're saying if somebody worked less hours, they're not entitled to the full
Yes.
So it's a tip pool thing for the points.
Yes, but then
Okay.
if the early outers, the openers that say, "Oh, I only had one table, I want to go home and stay home and do nothing," and
Gotcha.
make me get mad about not making money,
Okay.
but, even though he had the chance to.
Okay.
But then they always want to leave, so if they want to leave early, they take 0.75 of a point.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes, they take 75% of the point as
Okay.
opposed to the full 100% of the point.
Okay.
And then it's whatever's considered 5 hours, so stand around, make.
So do you ever make 2 points?
Huh? No, unfortunately not. Because, it's my restaurant's only open for dinner.
Okay. So that makes
So,
sense.
so full point is 100%. So basically,
So it's 100% of the split.
Yes.
Okay.
so then 0.75 is 75% of the split.
Yep.
Boom.
There
Okay.
we go. There we
I
go.
like it.
Okay.
And then overall, the bus boys make 0.35 of a point.
Okay.
So that's
Interesting.
yeah. It got confusing to begin with, but I got the hang of it, and now
So does that mean they make 35%?
35% of what we make.
Oh,
Of
okay.
the full point.
I got you.
There we go.
Okay.
Not of sales or anything, it's of your tips.
Okay. So
Yes.
That's
okay.
what we used to do that.
Yeah.
We
Some
used
spots
to
do that. Yeah.
And then it went to percentage
Percentage
of,
of the- yeah.
of sales. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And so that's good for a bus boy.
So the
Imagine.
closers figure out the point systems,
Yes.
and then you're responsible for the money overall.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going into your shift, do you know that you're closing already?
Yes. The closers come in at 6. We leave by 11. The openers come in at 3. They ideally leave around 8:30, but
Okay.
life happens in
Sometimes they get
Vegas.
stuck there a little bit longer.
Sometimes you get the VIP, you get the late pop.
Okay.
Especially in the summertime, people don't even step out until 8 p.m. Especially in my city.
Oh yeah, for sure. I can see that because the sun's not going anywhere till 7, 8. Yeah.
And the sun says hi to you all the damn time.
All day long.
It is record breaking, as we talked about off mic. It's 117 degrees.
That's not even steamy. That's just.
I know, right?
That's
Your-
sizzling.
your,
That's- yeah.
your steak is well done.
Yeah, you ain't on the strip, and then the concrete just been reflecting that heat, and then you're just dancing from shadow to shadow.
Yeah, we call it lizarding. So you step, all right, go, and you run, and then you're there. And then, but then the thing is, I always say, especially in the colder months, especially during the hotter months, you're in the casino. So
Yeah.
75 degrees,
True.
rain, sleet, or snow. Like I always say when it's super hot, I was like, all right, my car's air conditioned, my house is air conditioned, work is air conditioned, Xbox is air conditioning. So, I don't
You
care.
drive from AC to AC.
Yes.
And the casinos have strong AC, bro.
Strong.
You can feel it from the
Yeah,
outside.
and when that door opens, if you're outside, that door opens, and you're outside in that heat, you're like, oh, this
Yeah,
is nice.
this feels good. I'm gonna hang out here.
Here, yeah.
There you go.
Right where Casino Royale kind of
Yeah.
has those sliding doors, and you were trying to go to the Mirage, and it opens up. You're like, ooh,
Oh.
it feels nice.
I'm not crossing the street yet. I'm gonna wait a minute.
I mean, there's a science to it. All right, well, ew, it feels nice. Let me sit here at this slot machine.
Yeah.
Let me pull out my wallet.
They know what they're doing.
Yep. I mean,
They have a system.
They pay them rents real easy,
really.
just by me and you. Okay, so you know ahead of time, you're scheduled. The closers are scheduled.
Yes.
And so how do they determine who's going to close? Is it like a rotation basis, or they're just seniority type of thing?
Not seniority per se, but then preference, high preference. And then it's money's involved. So you get how do I say this nicely? The non-stupid people to not take
that
care
makes
of
sense.
lots of money.
Ouch.
The
There's
reliable, the ones that get it.
Yes, that's what I said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to be able to count.
Yeah.
Yes, because if
Be
you're
responsible and stuff.
especially on a crazy Friday, Saturday night, imagine the tip pool if on a crazy like Raider game or something, and then
It's solid.
it is. It's not. It's enough to go to South Florida for 3 days and not care. In theory.
Pick up where you're putting that.
There we go. There we go.
And how often do you close?
3 out of 5 of my shifts.
Okay.
And
Do
then
you ever open?
no, I opened once. I
Okay.
picked up a shift.
You're like,
and
hell with
only
this.
once. And then, because ideally, like I alluded to earlier, like you guys talked about during opening, you have to do all this setup
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
And then you have to, and I'm the bigger dude, so I'm always the bouncer. Like, hey, we're not open yet. Go away.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And then And then that's actually another reason why I'm the closer, because I'm the bouncer too.
You can get them out, yeah.
Because it's an unwritten rule. I'm sorry, managers, if you hear this, but then it's like the hostesses give me everybody past, like, so we close on paper at 10.
Okay.
Everybody at 9:45 goes to me because I could handle this accordingly. Yes, there we go.
You're taking those last tables.
Yo, I get them out.
Yeah.
Yes, because he usually goes, because my other closer, she's a cute little Japanese girl. I was like, all right, you ain't getting these big guys out of here. I'll tell Lisa, take care of it. I got it.
It's like last night. I took the last 4 tables. Because I know I'm going to get them out.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
and we're pooling anyway, so...
What's the point? Yeah.
Goodbye. I got this.
And it works out. It's like, other closer, take care of all the closing duties. I'll get the bouncing. But then what time do you guys close around your restaurant?
So on the weekdays, we close at 10.
Okay.
And then on the weekends, like today, we'll close at 11. Tomorrow, we'll close at 11.
Got it. What time do the closers leave? Hour after?
Yeah, about. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Because our bar's still open. The bar won't close until like 12. So because the music, we have live music.
Oh,
so
nice.
live music ends at 11:30, and then the bar closes like half an hour after that.
Okay, so that's a whole new game. So the bar's still open.
Yeah, the bar's still open, but for us, we're pretty much out there by by midnight, 12:15, depending on how fast my dishwashers move with like the silverware and stuff to get ready for the next day.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, so sometimes they can slow you down, but as a system wise, we're pretty good. You know what I mean?
What about you guys?
Oh.
Nope, there. Oh,
he's earlier. Yeah,
I'm way earlier.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So in general, we close at 10. Very rarely do we take a reservation after
9, right?
9.
Okay.
Yeah,
that works
so,
out.
He's out by 10:30.
Oh, solid.
10:30, 11. My late night is a Saturday night because we set up for brunch for the next day.
Oh, that sounds rough.
So we have to really wait till the restaurant gets clear enough for us to bring all the tables in and set everything up for Sunday morning brunch.
Okay.
Yeah, so
What is that, like 11:15?
For me to get out?
Yeah,
all day. Yeah. Like I'm definitely there after 11.
Yeah.
And we used to pay a guy to do our brunch setup. We'll pay $10 each so that we can get out on time. And, well, not on time, but you know what I mean.
At a reasonable hour.
Yeah,
reasonable.
so we're an earlier restaurant.
Okay. Got it. That makes shit. I'll pay that guy $15 per person if it comes out.
Well, he raises prices, so nobody does it anymore.
Okay. Never mind then.
Inflation.
Yeah, he's trying to get greedy. Now he's stuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it depends on his mood too. Sometimes he says if he's going to be there anyway. Sometimes he'd be like, "All right, forget it. Let's do the $10." You know?
Okay.
And I get it because it is a lot, but if you get everybody to do it, then it's worth it.
Yeah.
You know, but if you got a few people, I see where he wants to charge more because it's not worth it for him.
Yeah.
You know?
Supply and demand.
Supply and demand.
Inflation.
Yeah.
And we're out of season right now. I'm pretty sure they're boycotting because they're out of season.
No, we did it. It went up during that, but then I think it was kind of silly. It was the sweet spot's $10.
Yeah.
You know? So he'll only get a couple people at, 15 or 20 or whatever, but I'd rather do it. At that point, I'll take everybody's $20 if that's the case.
Yeah, sure. You wouldn't, exactly.
Yeah, I'll undercut them, do 15, and then keep it moving. Stay an extra hour and a half or
Make
whatever.
An extra almost $100.
Yes.
Sign me up for that job.
Yeah.
And so, do you guys have to do a fair amount of cleaning for closing?
Nope. We are at a certain casino, so there's guys that come in every day. I don't know. So that
look
makes
at
sense.
you.
It's Let me see. Clean.
Now, there's still breakdown duties, though, right?
Look at you. So what do you do besides the money?
Kick people out at 9:59 every damn day. But, but mainly the bussers do their thing. The runners do their thing.
Okay.
For us, it's a sushi restaurant, as you guys know. It's pull away the soy sauce containers. Okay. Yeah. and lights.
Oh, lights. Okay,
oh, yeah.
sorry.
Wait. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so you have lights on the tables?
Yeah, it's those weird fake lights. So
Got you, because you don't want open flame.
You don't want open flame
Okay.
in Vegas because things happen.
Now, you guys used to have open flame.
Yeah, now we don't.
Now you don't.
Yeah.
I have open flame. And tablecloths.
Yeah, you do.
Oh. But you're on the water, so if things go down...
Yeah, just toss it in the water.
There we go.
And so, contrast to you, do you have cleanup?
Yeah,
Cleaning to do.
Oh, yeah.
What's your closing like?
We just like opening. We have side work for closing side work. So there's You got to put away you got to break down. There's what 1, 2, 3, 4 different stations.
Okay.
They need to be broken down, and then one person does breakfast setup.
When you say stations, what the hell does that mean?
So like service bar needs to be broken. I'm kind of
so like 4 different areas.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you meant service stations.
No. Like service bar.
So
coffee.
4 different
regions.
Side works.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. That need to be closed down completely.
All right. So if I remember correctly, there used to be shelves. Mm-hmm. Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
So the shelves is where we had the
condiments,
and stuff like plates and stuff like that. So you had to wipe down, organize, storefront, everything.
Yep.
And then you had the service bar, which included a big old ice bin. Mm-hmm. And the iced tea, coffee, stuff like that?
No, not coffee. Coffee is its own separate thing.
On the other side.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's his own separate side work.
Okay.
But we got to do the mats, clean them, put them back.
So the bar mats.
Yeah. They put them back now instead of before we used to let them wait overnight.
Okay.
And let them dry out.
No, we put them back before. We put the bar mats before.
So bar mats and putting away lemons and limes, just wrapping them up, nothing crazy.
Okay.
I mean, the side work's not detrimental or anything. It takes like 15, 20 minutes to do it right.
Yeah, but that's just side work. Then you guys had to do silverware.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's a whole other thing.
That's a whole other thing.
What's the biggest thing that people either don't do well or skimp on?
It could be anything. Sometimes with anything they can just. I mean, people always are trying to skimp out on silverware. You know what I mean? They'll
standard.
Yeah, they don't do their full rack, or they'll just roll their number and they don't rack the rack, which is a pain in my butt. So if I go upstairs and I see 3 racks and they just have like a bunch of knives and forks and spoons and like all the odds and ends in there, plus like a little bit of scatter stuff
on the flat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like when you bring the silverware up.
Yeah.
And then they'll just leave the thing up. I'm like, come on, you guys. You're supposed to sort. When you're done with your rack, you bring it downstairs. You put away the spoons and the knives. And you call it a day.
What's your number for silverware?
It depends on in season, out season. Usually like 50 between 50 and 65, depending on how busy the day is. I roll fast. So I don't worry about me. I just roll a rack.
Yeah, but your rolls are shit.
Nah.
Says the guy who can't do a roll either. Yo, me and him would fight for the worst burrito looking roll.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm that guy. I was like, all right. It comes down to when I used to do roll ups like that where you're pretending. Yeah. I just want it done.
Yeah.
It's fucking go. And then you got that one guy. It's like, oh, this has to be crisp. Look at mine. I'm like, you mean this thing everybody's literally gonna put on their lap?
That's Kyle. Kyle has them tight rolls.
I mean,
the Cubanos.
There we go. I'm like, if you have pride in that, have at it. And then of course you're like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. Oh, I know that's Kyle's right there.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, I know that's Jay's right there. I think there's a snake in there and it comes out.
Do you even roll?
We do napkins. We do fancy napkins.
Okay, so you have to fold them?
Yes.
Okay, so
now is that a closing or opening side work?
It's opening and mid. Okay. I don't do
that. God, you don't do nothing. Why are you here?
I am the brains because I do all the money real quick. That's why.
Okay,
but that's at the spot he's at now. So obviously you've closed at other spots. You've been in other spots and you've had to close before.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm fascinated.
Yeah. We leveled up, baby.
Yeah, you leveled up.
Don't be mad at him for leveling up.
I don't do roll-ups either.
There we go.
So, but what are your napkin folds like? I mean, are they squares, triangles, what's that thing
Dragons?
called?
No.
Yeah. What's your fancy roll-up look like?
It's 1, 2, 3, 7 folds and you're good to go.
But what's the shape?
It's a square.
It's a square.
It's a square.
Okay, so I know the fold. So it's a perfect square.
It's a rectangle.
Rectangle.
And on top of that, there's chopsticks. So.
Okay, I got you.
See, there we go.
I got you. Is there a pocket or no?
No pocket. No pocket. We tried pockets, but then no. Some people can't do roll-ups. Sorry, manager. Me.
Okay.
But yeah, it's but then that's just probably 100 napkins.
All right.
If I'm ever.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, and then as he alluded to earlier, you're on autopilot. You could be having a full conversation.
Yeah,
you could be thinking about things. Oh, I just did 5 roll-ups. I didn't even pay attention to that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you're done. Your rack's done. Unless you're that Kyle guy and has to look at it under a microscope. I'm hounding on this guy. I don't even know him. I'm sure he's a great guy.
Nice. What color are your napkins?
Black.
black. Gotta be
Black.
Gotta
Yes,
be black.
especially at the fancier places.
Yeah, man,
I mean, it's weird because there's some.
Now, do you ever have people like ours are black?
Okay.
But when we first went to black, I would have guests ask. No, remember? Was it white?
We used to have white.
White, and they would ask for black.
Yes,
Yeah.
that. No. But then I know how that is if you're
Yeah.
at the fanciest of all steakhouses.
Yeah.
There's like, oh, this lady's wearing white. I
Yeah.
want this type. I get it, but it's
No, that's
We
fine.
used to have when we had the white napkins. We used to have the black
Black ones.
napkins for people who were wearing black. They didn't want to have white
Yeah.
all over
For
them.
them, yeah.
So we'd come up with the black napkins, and I like that touch.
Yeah, attention to detail.
Yeah.
And then especially at the price point we're at, if you go to a steakhouse of that sort, that adds up. You know.
Yeah. Nice.
So when you do your cash out, do you get to print your own cash out, or you have to go to a manager to get the cash out?
You have to go to the manager, and then they have to go to the bank, what they call the cashier's cage, and to get the actual cash.
Okay, so they go to the casino to get your money back.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So you work for the casino?
No, it's a third party. But then
I'm confused.
I am too. I just know the money ends up in my pocket at the end of the day.
That makes sense because they have.
That's all you need
because
to know.
the casino
There we
always
go.
has cash on hand.
There, that one.
So even if the business doesn't, that's what it's easier for them to just go
Okay.
to the casino because there's an abundance of cash at the casino,
Okay.
especially at the cashier.
So
Especially at the
you
cashier.
you get your back. Okay, so it being a house pool, do you guys cut, or is it people that want to get cut and go home? How does the cuts work? It's like in the guise of closing, right?
Right.
I'm interested to know, how do people get out?
80% of the time, people get full tip. But if it is what we call tumbleweed slow, and then people are like, all right, I'm tired. Because if there's a lull, the openers come in, they open
They're the
until-
3, yeah, and like you said, some people get there at 8 o'clock, so they might not have one table, but they'll just stay at 8 o'clock.
Exactly. I'm like, shh, I do that all damn day. But then it messes with your mind. I'm like, I've been here for 5 hours, not doing anything, contemplating life.
Okay.
And then
that
it might
makes
be,
sense.
I might be predatory about it, like, yeah, that's bad, get out. Tap my shoulder.
Yeah, I can't believe you're still here.
It's
I
7
can't believe
o'clock,
you're
like,
still
all
here.
right, bye, you made it for
You
hours.
You're
got
like,
stuff
damn,
to
I gotta
do.
be here all night.
I know,
doing
right?
stuff.
You're on to it. You're on to it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brian, if you're listening, that's totally me. But I get on my 6:45. Oh wow, is your back hurt or what? I'm a dick, yo. But then, and it works out. But 80% of the time,
Okay.
they all stay until then.
Okay.
But then earliest they get out at 8. The mid
Now,
get
when
out.
you're not obviously you never know, when you're not closing, what
Right.
time is your end time? 4?
4 or 5.
So
Okay.
then essentially you close or you're mid.
Yes,
Okay.
later mid too, because because sometimes it's like the mids want to get out of here early. I'm like, all right, I'm here. And
Take
then
me
Might as
through
well
the
just
size of this place. How many servers you have on a typical night? Say a Thursday night.
9,
Okay.
Damn. So like, how many people open? 2?
2,
2 openers, 2 closers, and
Okay.
then 5 mids. Sounds
So
like,
then maybe
right?
like there's like
2, 4, 2 usually.
okay,
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
all right.
What
so,
about you
So
guys?
staggered in time.
Yes.
For me, everybody's in at the same time. Yeah.
My times are staggered. as well.
Okay.
Yeah, our closers actually come in earlier in my spot.
Really? That's,
They come in, but that's how they kill it, which is good for them. They'll
There
come
we
in
go.
because we do breakfast. So the breakfast, like the openers for breakfast, are there from the closers. The openers for breakfast, also the closers for breakfast. So they come in the earliest and they stay, but their relief gets there at 3 o'clock. So the relief is the closers because they're taking over their section.
Got it.
And then so those closers come in, and that's how they end up killing it because they come in to everybody wanting to leave. They make that extra money for that first hour, and then everybody else kind of scatters in after that.
Yeah.
And then they still close the restaurant, so they make the money on the beginning and the end.
That was me previously too.
Yeah.
When you guys first met me at the steakhouse.
Yes.
And I was like, and then again, I'd come in like, hey, how's the day? Was it slow? Does your back hurt? He goes, yeah, just take this table. Let me get out of here. Enjoy your time with your children. I'll get there.
How
And
you
the end
make
of the
that
night,
extra money.
Yeah.
there we go. And at night, you do the same thing.
Yeah, that's the
how's
hustle.
your back feeling? You good?
Exactly. What are you still doing here? Get out of here.
We're still doing here. Don't you have things to do? And then there's
Exactly.
me who wakes up at 2 p.m. every day to go to work and then go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, so like now it's closing time.
Right.
So you have the closers do the close. So as a it seems like take me out to the side work for the entire restaurant because it seems like y'all don't got you probably have less side work than I do.
No. Not a damn thing.
No side work.
Oh, no. The lights, the soy sauce, and then
Do
the
you have to
busboys.
make sure like everybody did their napkins? Like, do you have to police anything?
Yes, thank you.
Somewhat. I don't care. The busboys do everything. It's a fancy Vegas place.
Okay.
Now, if let's say
he leveled up,
and now let's say
server heaven.
Yes. Now let's say something that can people like. Let's say you want to be sneaky and you don't want to do your things. Do people pay the busboy to do it?
Yeah, that happens.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's still like a normal spot. Yeah, because any spot, you like one spot, people in my spot they'll try to get away with. I paid the busser to do it.
Yeah.
He didn't. Yeah. And you're like, hold up.
All right, people. At a normal restaurant, people have side work. So take me through your the side work. We talked about your side work a little bit. Now, so you guys do
bread, shelves, service bar, coffee.
Right.
And then there's breakfast. This breakfast setup, you're just prepping for breakfast for the next day.
Okay.
And then there's two little ones, but they're so tiny that if you have I do just two. I keep it easy for myself. Every night I do bread and shelves because they're right next to each other.
Now, do you get checked out?
Yeah, I mean you're supposed to.
How do they so then does the closer then sign you, or they tell the manager you're good?
Closer,
Is it
you get
verbal?
signed. I mean, a little bit of both because our system changed.
Okay.
On the older system, when we got printed out, and then before we had to go get our money. Mm-hmm. Now, if you can catch the closer, I tried to catch him before I even go get my cash up. Like, yo, I'm done. If you need me doing that, make sure before I go get my money because now the manager runs your cash out upstairs at the office. You get your money right away. It's in that effect. It's actually easier for people to sneak out if they don't do their job the right way.
Okay.
But because I've been there for so long and I want to make sure that everything runs smooth and I don't want to be even on that list of people that are those people.
Yeah.
I just tell them, hey, this is done. This is if I'm missing something, just go check. I'm gonna go roll my silverware. If you need me to do anything else, let me know. And I'm also the person. I don't do my side work until my tables are done. When I drop the last check is when I start my side work. Even though I could probably start it earlier, I just rather have the time to myself, bang it out, and get it done right and get out the door.
Now, what about cleaning? What about your station now? So we talked about all those things that you described have to be about the restaurant.
Yeah.
What about your little shop?
Just your little area? I mean, and that can be done while you still have tables.
How is that?
Well, besides the one table.
People's feet?
Well, besides the one table, usually you're only waiting on one table. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you sweep under the tables that are clean, that there's nobody at. Or if you're the person that's in the room, if you leave before somebody else, then I'll just sweep everything in that room that has nobody at it. And then the person who's there last I just be like, yo, I did X, Y, Z. Just make sure you just spot sweep the rest of the stuff.
Okay.
And then because all the room on the left is really sweeping. There's there's only salt and pepper on the table, so there's nothing really to it. You make sure everything's full, but you can do that, like I said, throughout. That's nothing. Nobody's going to complain at you for grabbing salt real quick, filling up, putting it back on the table.
All right.
You gotta be some type of person to do that. Really? Yeah. But then you do your breakfast, right? So you guys do sugar caddies on table, or is that
sugar caddies are for breakfast?
Okay.
So what happens is that's also part of the breakfast setup where they pull all and at breakfast when breakfast is over,
right?
Before we even do lunch, because we have a set amount of this because everybody needs sugar during breakfast because so we actually the breakfast people we fill up the sugars as soon as breakfast is over.
Okay.
And then they put them up. There's a big old container of them. We put them away and we leave 6 out for the day that's normal. Just like for people that need iced tea and normal stuff throughout the day.
Gotcha.
Because you have some, but for the bulk of it's already done as soon as breakfast is over. So all we do is the person who's doing breakfast brings all that stuff down. Leaves it in a little area, sets it all up, sets up the coffee urns and all that other stuff for the morning. And that's just what they got to do. We bring out the coffee cups, put them on a big, the big trays that they walk around with. So everything's centralized. When they come in for morning for breakfast, everything's on our piano. You know how the piano setup is. We put it all on the piano, so everything's just kind of right there, and then you kind of just make that your world where you're working out of.
All right. Now I'm interested in two things before we wrap it up. Now the first thing is for you. The chairs. When can you stack chairs?
Well, close your stack chairs. So stack inside. So if everybody's gone, so let's say we close.
Say there's one table outside.
Can
you stack chairs around them?
You're not supposed to now. Now, have we all done it before? and this is only within the realm of, if we close at 11. I mean, listen, if we close at 10 and it's 11. I'm stacking chairs around you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now,
time to go.
I'm giving you a full hour. You know what I mean? Usually. So if
that's fair.
Yeah, and that's the idea. If it's to the point where you've done everything else around them, if you're the closer and you've done your side work in the back and you make sure everybody else is tight and you've pulled everything off all the tables and they're still sitting there, and they haven't gotten the picture yet, especially if you drop the check or we've been open for at least we'll say 45 minutes after the bell tings.
Yeah.
The closing bell. is a safe time that you can say you can start stacking, just so way they can see it. And I wouldn't stack directly right in front of them, but there's the 800s.
Okay.
So let's say
you kind of work from outside in.
Exactly.
And then you're like, I'm gonna need this chair.
You'll stack around the corner like 101 and 102.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'll come in. You'll take care of the 800s. This way they're seeing it. It can be seen. It just shouldn't be. You don't want to directly be like, yo. You're not going to stack the table next to them, obviously.
Yeah, you don't want to be kicking their chairs.
But for the most part, you're trying to just kind of show them you're making their world smaller.
Yes.
And it's time to go.
Now, Mr. Bouncer.
Oh.
What's your as a closer?
Mm-hmm.
I feel I know the answer to this.
That's a good start. I'm excited for this.
How do you get them out?
Yes. How do you deal with the late diners? Either
he's a stiff armor.
Oh boy!
Yeah,
I get some out.
The nightclub, the day club. You remember that?
Either the people who try to come in late, or the people who stay past. How do you deal with that?
I set the stage from the beginning. When it comes to it, I said like, "Oh, thank you for dining with." If they come in at 9:30,
okay.
You might be a dick, but hey, it is what it is. It's Vegas. It's late at night.
Yeah.
So they want, and then some people are still.
I'll forgive half hour.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I won't forgive 10 minutes.
Oh yeah. It's but then it's a thing. It's Vegas. People still think it's open 24/7. But then
your restaurant's not. Yeah.
We're a fancy sushi restaurant.
Yeah.
Hard close at 10. I set the stage from the beginning. Good evening. How are you guys doing tonight? Just to let you guys know, you guys did. I keep on saying you. Yeah. There's the psychology behind it. You guys did come in late. We will be closing and wrapping up, but we could definitely get some things going for you.
Okay.
Right there, the stage is set.
Yes.
The second they order, the second the food drops, I put it right on. I put the check on the table. Okay. Thank you for dining with us, and thank you. Here's the secret. Thank you for understanding. There we go. There's something I read. It's like it's better to be thanked than apologize. Like, say if you come to a table late, you could say sorry about the wait. We could do this for you, or you could say thank you for your patience, which would rather be apologized to or thanked.
Okay,
exactly.
If you're thanked from the beginning, and then you're apologetic, and then it's like, all right, thank you for understanding. We have to close up.
Oh, instead of saying, "Oh, sorry, we're closing."
Yeah. Yes.
I like what you
There we go.
Yes.
And then of course it's Vegas. You get the dicks that got to stay, and I get this part of the coin. If you're spending X amount.
Yeah.
If you buy a X amount of bottle of sake, they want to hang out a bit. Nope. Cold blood. And then it's like, and then there's always the underlying factor, like, oh, it's a dickhead Vegas waiter. I play on that all damn day. And then we said it again. Bigger dude. I was like, what you gonna do?
How do you deal with let's say it's 5 minutes to close, and they're trying to slide under that door.
You tag them out, right? With that try to, like in baseball terms, to try to tagging the home run. No, get out of here. And
so when do you fully stiff arm them? Like let's say
10:01.
10 till
10:01. I mean, some things I get it.
Okay, people get in like at 9:55.
Yeah, if they walk fast enough.
And then now, how late after? Like, what's your? Before we wrap it up, what's your?
Hold that. What's the layout like? Do you have one door or multiple entrances?
It's
that's huge.
That's
huge.
One entrance, open face restaurant.
Okay.
So it's a lower tier, and then there's the top. So there's a big room down here, and there's a smaller room. There's a small
overlooking room.
Thank you.
An overlooking. Okay.
And then behind there, there's
one entrance, entry.
One entrance, and then it's and of course there's the secret back rooms and all that.
Oh yeah, but that's for us.
I was just more interested in like, so you have that like 300 fucking
you
there's one pass.
You got
this
is all you get.
Yes. With his restaurant,
there's entrances.
So my thing when I used to work there, as a closer, and there were two closers.
Okay.
I was the one that, like, I'll tap the hostess on the shoulder because she got no balls.
Oh, God,
She's got to go.
She's got to go. I'm sending her home, and I'll watch the front.
Yeah. For that last 20 minutes.
For the last half hour.
Yeah, you're stiff arming people depending on how fast they get in. But for like the last 20 minutes or so.
Yo, but I profile them.
Oh, yeah.
If I see the Spanish couple just sauntering up the street,
then they
fully dressed,
they get no love.
They get no love. And you kind of have to It's almost a blind spot if you're just looking out where the podium faces, because there's multiple places to sneak into this restaurant.
And you're always looking for like your manager to make sure that they can't get, like that they don't see them, so you're not.
You can't be obvious.
Yeah, you gotta be like, they gotta go upstairs, go do some paperwork or something.
As the manager, they play gray area. They know they want to leave. Hey, if you don't see anything,
but it depends.
Well, remember, my spot is it's also, they know that bars ain't gonna open an extra hour, so they don't really care either way.
They're still stuck there. And so what I would do was I would police the front, and I'll look from, my head's on a swivel. Right. Because they could come from down the street. Mm-hmm. They can come from literally behind me.
Yeah. Oh, God.
From up the street, because it's on like a corner. Mm-hmm. It's almost like, 4 points that come into that?
There's 4 different ways into the restaurant.
There's 4 different ways to get into the restaurant. So then, if I see them coming down the street, that's the hardest one, because I have to kind of meet them before they get to that first step to come up to the bar. Because they won't really necessarily have to come up to the podium.
Yeah, they can go to the bar. They can sneak it through the back by the bar.
Yes.
They can sneak it through the front. They can come in through the front the direct way. They can come in through the back, like he's saying, from the other side.
Yes.
And there's like a... I mean, there's a fourth, but it's not detrimental. Yeah.
So you guys are talking like it's war right now. You're gonna flank them from the back. We're gonna bring in the horses to the east.
They spread out, even if they know they have 10 minutes to order, a few minutes to order. They spread out because then they got nowhere to be. They're tourists. They ain't trying to go home. That's their final destination. So what I would do is I'd be at the front and they come in, and I'll never shake my head when I say no. Right. I'll nod my head no. Oh. And I have a menu in my hand as I'm saying it. So from the back, the manager sees this.
Yeah. Wow.
Right? And from what I'm audibly telling them is, yes, we're closed. And I tell them what restaurants are down the street.
Right. Oh.
And I have a menu in my hand. And then when the manager comes up, because I go, oh, they wanted chicken wings. We got chicken wings.
That is genius.
So I pointed them down.
Yeah. That's the thing about this podcast. All of us, we've been in the game for a long time.
Yes.
We can help the baby waiters. So it's like, these are the tricks. We all clearly know things about psychology.
I learn every day. I like learning from people. This is why I do this, because then people write me and they say, at my restaurant, this is what I do, or whatever. And I'm like, oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like what you're telling me. I like what you're telling me. It's not for me to just think I'm high horse and then I disseminate.
Yeah. Not the end all be all.
Yeah, because everything is so nuanced.
Absolutely.
It's like...
And different things have different situations.
That's right.
Situations change daily.
If there's something that you do uniquely to get people out of your restaurant,
let us know.
Past closing, let us know. And that's our show on closing. And if you enjoy our show, definitely pass it on to a friend. Tell them that you listened to the Modern Waiter podcast and it was pretty cool. There is a share button. And if you're watching on YouTube, definitely give us a like, subscribe. It helps us to grow. It helps us to reach other people. If you're listening to us on the audio podcast, give us a review. I read them and let us know which way to go on the show. Give us a 5-star review. If it's less than that, write me a note. I'm themodernwaiter@gmail.com, or follow me on Instagram @themodernwaiterpodcast. Jay Salonga, thank you so much.
He's back.
There we
You're
go.
back. We're going to do some lunch?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Danny's restaurant sounds fun. We'll sneak in through all 4 entrances.
I'm Marlon Joseph, the Modern Waiter.
I'm Danny Villain. Subscribe, people.
We see you next time.
Later.
Oh, man, I love it.
There we go.
So glad you gave me high.